All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, to the hopeful elect. And I was inspired to do this lesson, Lord willing, and straight to the point. I was, just inspired to do it based upon the spirit, the spirit, the spirit of the Lord, and just watching the apostles and other brothers, Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Tahar going into, being on fire for this truth, and just looking around and just, all the brothers making videos and stuff. It just made me think about how, this truth is a war, man. We're in spiritual warfare, and how a lot of things may connect spiritually more than you think so. Doing these videos is an act of spiritually fighting, spiritually fighting for your crown, spiritually maintaining your spiritual and mental fortitude in this hell. And of course, teaching videos, going to camp. All right. Of course, we are teaching the hopeful elect, but simultaneously, not only are we teaching ourselves, but we are also, we're also keeping ourselves rooted, man, in this truth, in the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and what it really means to be a spiritual man. So I just want to do this video on these short couple verses here in 2 Timothy 2:2, man, showing you that, hey, we're at war, man. We're at war. We're soldiers. We got to stay locked in, as the word that's going around right now. And I'm going to get the etymology of the word soldier. Lord willing, it's edifying, This is 2 Timothy 2:1. All right, and the title of it says, be strong. So 2 Timothy 2:1, it says, thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others also. And like I said, that's what we do when we do these videos, and and we go to camp, we, because in the spirit, man, we're disciples of Yahweh Shai, man. We're his disciples. All right, we was back there in our past lives, and and what did it say? It said what? In the NLT, it says, you have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. And this is Apostle Paul talking, right? So it says, you have heard me teach things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. Now teach these truths to other trustworthy people who will be able to pass them on to others, right? So, hey, this is this truth is spiritual, man, and it goes back, thousands of years ago, man. Because we can, like the scriptures say, whatever was written aforetime was written for our learning. So we're doing the same thing, we hear, we hear. We heard the apostles teach, the apostles, the elders heard their elders teach, and then they heard those words, and then they started teaching it to other people, to commit it down to them. All right. Verse 3, this is the point though. Verse 3 says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. And yeah, man, over my short time in this truth, over the years, I meditate on this verse a lot. I meditate on this verse a lot, man, because, what it really means, different things in this world, we can relate to them differently now that we're in this truth, man. Because although we may not be at physical war, we don't have a physical sword, we don't got physical shields, we're not physically going killing people. We're at spiritual war. And the aspect of this ministry that brothers, apostles, elders, all bros talk about a lot, the aspect of being a spiritual war is pretty deep, man, because it really it affects us on a daily basis, man. All right, we already know that we got principalities, you got evil angels that will always try to tempt us until we're honestly, till we're delivered on them chariots, man. We'll always be getting tempted, man, by evil angels, by Satan. We know we're around a bunch of wicked 2/3. And then we also know that this carnal mind and these bodies, this carnal mind is vain, is subject to vanity. So we got to fight a lot of different enemies. We got to fight yourself, the carnal mind that's in us, and then we got to fight these demons. And then we also have to balance, maneuvering in this world amongst a bunch of wicked people. So we're soldiers at war. And it said what? Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Hamashiach. And you go into that word, hardness, it says what? It says to suffer. All right, it's a Greek word, kakopathio. Said it the best I could. And it says what? To suffer, endure evils, troubles. And that's an aspect of this truth that is constant, man. We are constantly enduring hardships. We're constantly suffering, man. And it doesn't mean that you're getting tortured physically. Someone's chopping off your toes and stabbing you. Like, no, man. This truth in itself, the scriptures speak about it, being like a burden. You know what I'm trying to say? And you give up your Saturdays. You give up those days where in the world you were just having fun. And then also something I've been meditating a lot on is these videos, man, because the Spirit came on Elder Apostle Tahar to speak about being on fire, and it was just something, equating, just being on fire and doing these videos, man, really meditating on the seriousness of these videos. It's a sacrifice, all right? It may not literally be suffering like this verse is talking about, but nonetheless, it's an aspect of being a soldier, is doing these videos. You can spiritually equate these videos to, cutting people, man, spiritually cutting people, because we think about war, you think about, you got a sword you fight the enemy with, you got a shield you block the enemy with. Hey, the scriptures say in Hebrews that these words is a double-edged sword, man. Matter of fact, I'll get that really fast. I think it's Hebrews 4 and Hebrews 4 and 12. It says, for the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and as a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart, which we know the heart means the mind. So how does that equate to 2 Timothy 2 and 3, where it says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Hamashiach? Well, what, man? It said that we're a soldier of Yahushua, and a soldier's duties is to fight, And how are we fighting for our crown? Well, what? We're going to camp, we're pushing the word, and then we make these videos, and we're pushing the word, man. And when we make these videos, these are spiritual cuts. Right? We just read in Hebrews 4 and 12 how, the word of the Lord, these scriptures, these words are comparable to a sword. So these videos and going to camp and speaking, that's like you're like spiritually cutting people, man. Sometimes, you may hear a video and you may feel cut yourself, meaning that, what you heard someone say, it was correcting you, or maybe it was an admonishment, so you felt cut in your spirit, meaning, the video made you aware of something that you not doing right. So you fixing yourself. And then also we cutting all these wicked people out here, man. You got these wicked scoffers and shit may watch the video. They may come up to camp. Well, they're getting cut. They're spiritually getting cut by these words, So when you think about, a soldier of Yahushua in this lifetime, what does it mean to be a soldier of Yahushua? It means to do the work. It means to go to war and do the work. Going to camp is going to war, man. All right. Doing these videos, that's like war. It's like war too. You got to fight. You got to fight to do the video throughout the week. You may not be motivated to do a video, but you still got to do it. you know, days may go by in a week and you didn't do a video yet, but you nonetheless, you believe in the Lord. So you got to, do better. You got to, pray for a topic and do it, man. Finding the time in the day to make the videos. It's like a fight, man. This is a part of our fight of being a soldier of Yahweh Shai. I'm not even saying it like it's the hardest thing in the world. It's just that like everything's a sacrifice, and this is what I was kind of thinking about watching the apostles and brothers videos, man, on just, doing videos really is just, it's an aspect of being a soldier. We're fighting for our crown. All right. Again, 2 Timothy 2:3 says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Hey, man, doing these videos, that's a part of being a soldier, man. We spiritually fighting. These words is a sword, and we put these, these words out on the internet, man. So, hey, we fighting. We got to fight throughout the week to do the videos. We spiritually at war at camp while we pushing the word. So this truth is all about being a soldier, man. We got to be a soldier for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and not make excuses, man. And hey, and step up, because when I go in I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, man. I'm self-aware where there's weeks where I could have, pushed myself harder. But this is all a part of being a soldier, man. Again, the war is not physical. All right. You're not in the trenches, literally gunshots going over your heads, swords, arrows flying at you. But spiritually we are, man, getting attacked by spirits, trying to remain spiritual in a world that's full of carnal temptations. That's war. So I got the word soldier on the etymology, because I always heard Apostle Gabar say how it went to I've heard a lot of bros say how I went to the word solitude. So I was trying to just look it up for myself, and I'm just going to go into the word a little bit. Soldier, the noun, it says 13th century, it says Soilder, Soilder. It says fighting man, one engaged in military service. It says from Old French, soldier and Anglo-French variants, one who serves in the army for pay. From medieval Latin, soldarius, a soldier. Literally one having, from late Latin, soldum, extended sense of accusative of Latin solidus, right? And this is where I was reading it and it got interesting. So it said an extended sense of accusative of Latin solidus, right? Makes you think of solid, right? Solidus. It says name of a Roman gold coin, properly coin of thick or solid metal, not of thin plate. So when you trace this word soldier, it goes all the way back to the Latin word solidus, which is a name of a Roman gold coin. Now, if you read into that furthermore, this was just a Reddit post, but nonetheless, it's true. I've been looking it up, verifying it. It says it's on the etymology section. Actually, yeah. So we'll just read it here, right? On this Twitter post. It said the word soldier derives from Latin solidus, like we just read. Derives from Latin solidus, a Roman gold coin introduced by Diocletian in 301 AD to replace Arius. The military were soon associated with the solidi they were paid. See also the Spanish soldado and Italian soldato, literally one having pay. So that's why on the etymology it says what? Name of a Roman gold coin, solidus, because it goes back to that gold coin that Roman soldiers were paid, which what would the solidus go back to? Solid, right? And when you go into the word solid, it says what? Not empty or hollow, hardened. Hardened. And what does hardened go back to? What? Hardness, as we read in 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. So now we see how this verse all makes sense. The word hardness itself goes back to being a soldier, right? So again, solid on the etymology, the adjective, it says what? Hardened. From Latin, solidus, see, it goes back to solidus, which that's what soldier goes back to. Firm, whole, undivided. And what is being solid, right? What is being hardened? Like the scriptures say, thou therefore endure hardness. What does that have to do? How do we equate that to us? And this truth is what? We have to have, mental fortitude. That's what it goes back to. Hardened goes back to what? If something's hard, if a rock is hard, it's tough. It can endure a lot. Remember, we looked up the word harden in it, and it said to suffer, endure hardships, troubles, to be afflicted. So we soldiers in this truth. And as soldiers, the word soldier goes directly back to the word solid, solidus, solid, that the Roman soldiers were getting paid. So we have to be what? As soldiers, we got to be solid. We got to be hard. We have to be tough. We have to have spiritual and mental fortitude. And then that also goes, again, what? It says from suffixed form of pi root soul. And this is where solitude goes back to. Because what do soldier, solitude, and solid all have in common? They all start with SOL, soul. And when you look up soul, the adjective of soul says what? Single, alone in its kind, one and only, singular. From Latin, solus, alone, only, single. So that's how the word soldier goes back to solitude, man. Right? Because what? Solitude, soldier, and solid all start with soul. So these are all different aspects of a soldier. A soldier has to be what? Solid. You have to have spiritual, mental fortitude. You got to be tough as a rock. You can't bitch, can't cry. You got to be solid. All right. And a soldier has to what? You have to know how to be alone. All right. That's what the word goes back to as well. Soul, single, alone is what soul means, the adjective. So we gotta, a lot of times you may be alone in this truth. You don't relate to these people in this wicked world, to all these 2/3. You don't get along with these wicked people. The scriptures speak about, light can't be around darkness, man. You don't get along with these people. You don't get along with your family no more. You really only get along with brothers. And even then, every man needs his solitude, man. You need your moment alone, your time with the Lord, and then what? Soldier. And when we know what a soldier means, a fighting man. So now that we've gone into that word soldier in depth, let's go back to 2 Timothy 2 and 3. It says 2 Timothy 2 and 3 says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. So now we really know that word in depth and what it's talking about, man. It's talking about being able to endure suffering. It's talking about being able to be alone, to be in solitude. And then solitude also goes back to solid, which is having mental fortitude, being tough, being hardcore. And then, the way I tie it together is that what, man? We can't forget. Or matter of fact, let's read verse 4. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So this is an extremely important verse as well, man, because it said what? No man that warreth, we're at spiritual war right now, entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. And what are the affairs of this life? Your family, your so-called family, and then you may have immediate, kids and a wife, your your job, and all this other carnal bullshit in this world. That's the affairs of this life. It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. Meaning you don't get caught up in it. You don't let that become your priority, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And we got to understand, the Lord has chosen us to be a soldier. The scriptures say many are called, but few are chosen. And that chosen literally is talking about you being a part of the elect, you getting delivered from the hell that's gonna, you getting delivered from Jacob's trouble, and you getting beamed up on them chariots. That's when we're really gonna know that we're chosen. But right now, you are chosen to be a warrior. The Lord has already chosen you to be a soldier, because you are fighting. You're in spiritual warfare. So you may not know that you are a part of the chosen, as in being a part of the elect, but you are chosen to be a soldier right now. That's what we do know. You have been called and you have been chosen to be a soldier. If you go into camp, you a soldier. Standing on the outside or not, you a soldier. If you making these videos, if you praying to Yahweh Shem Shai every day, you a soldier, man. So the Lord has chosen us, whether we like it or not, to be a soldier, man. And what that means is we got to dedicate ourselves to this ministry harder and harder, because it's not our choice. It's not your will. Your life is not up to you. The Lord chosen us to be a soldier, man. You didn't just randomly stumble across this truth. Yahweh Shem Shai had a holy angel guide you to this truth, man. So now that we know that we can't get entangled in this life, and we have to take this truth more serious, because doing a video is not just doing a video. You're edifying the hopeful elect, but at the same time, you're staying in the spirit. When you do videos, you read scripture. So now these words are circulating in your mind more. And when these words circulate in your mind, then you're staying in the spirit, because the spirit is these words. So you staying in the spirit. And then when you stand in the spirit, what? That's you equipping that shield of faith. So now you staying in the spirit, you equipping, it's increasing your faith. You got these scriptures on your mind. So now when these demons try to fuck with you, you immediately quote scriptures on their ass. You rebuke them because you stand in the spirit. You got that shield of faith that can quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, of Satan. All right. When you come across different, staying in the spirit, you come across different shit in your life. You got this sword, you got these spiritual words on your mind. You know how to react. So it's just kind of like, I don't want to ramble, man. I had a lot of thoughts that I'm trying to get out, obviously, through the scriptures first. But, man, everything in this truth connects to us being a soldier, man. Again, 2 Timothy, and I'm going to end it here, 2 Timothy 2:4, it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So everything in this life spiritually connects to us being spiritual warriors for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Doing these videos is a part of us being at war. It's a part of you putting out these scriptures, man, letting the wicked know their end, their demise. It's a part of you staying in the spirit to keep you, spiritually on point. Going to camp, it's a part of what? Going to spiritual war, letting our people know in the flesh their sins. So doing this work, which is a part of us spiritually fighting, is something that we, and again, saying it to myself first and foremost, it's something that I and all of us, we got to continue to increase, how serious we take this, man. because we've already been called and we're fighting. So we've already been chosen to be a soldier, man. So now we just got to pray that we fight into the end and endure. And Lord willing, we can be a part of that chosen elect. So Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash, Shalom.